Hey buds, today we smoke some sweet treats and get high as sheets.
We cover news stories ranging from a high demand in Arizona to some not pot found on the spot.
And an interview with a musician, entrepreneur, and overall good guy, Biggs.
All this and more today on the Good Buds podcast.
Let's cherry some cheap.
Welcome to the Good Buds podcast, the show where good buds smoke good buds and talk about them. I'm Curtis,
I'm Shank.
and this is episode 22, airing Monday, February 1st, 2021, on Spotify, YouTube, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and many more. Thanks for joining us.
Before we start, I'd like to thank Lumen Spot and My High Shop for sponsoring this episode. Check out the links below in the description, and we'll get to talking more about that later. So Curtis, how you doing today?
I am doing great. Kind of had a chillax day. Well, chilled in the literal sense, considering we finally got snow here.
A little bit of a late blooming winter this year, eh?
I think the winter was just like all of us and was trying to avoid 2020.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It was social distancing.
Exactly. It was just waiting. It's like 2021, safe to come out. All right, let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
But yeah, so pretty
Nice.
good day. How about you, Shank? How
Nice.
about you?
Oh, good man. Overall, I had a pretty good day. Did some running around earlier today. It was also pretty chillaxed, just doing some work for some stuff related to the podcast there. We both of us are busting our butts working, making sure season two is
Bigger,
even more exciting than season one was.
bigger,
Bigger,
better,
better, and more
bongier,
bombastic.
bongier.
Bongier, bigger, better, bonger. But yeah, for sure. So it's just I'm really excited for it, and I was like working on that today. I just can't help myself. Even when I promise myself I'm going to take a bit of a down day, I still gotta do something, right? But
Gotta keep busy.
but because I was busting my butt today, I would really love if the homies at home listening to this right now would go and check out our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for some awesome behind the scenes stuff and funny content that we've been working really hard on. They can jump on our Discord too, like you guys at home can jump on our Discord for some really awesome conversation, and we check there daily. So links will be down below in the description, and hit us up. We'd love it.
Absolutely. And if you like what we're doing here and you want to support the show, you can check out our Patreon page and donate there. We have several tiers you can choose from, including behind the scenes content and the ability to listen in on our show live. Now, and if you do that, you can join all of our other patrons, such as Isaac. Yeah, we don't have that many patrons right now, so if you guys want to check that out, we'd kind of appreciate it. Seriously, we got some cool stuff there. But again, the links are down below. You can check us out.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. We've got some really awesome stuff on our Patreon, and we really appreciate our one and only current patron. We hope that we add more to the list very very soon. So I think Curtis, we should get on with the reviews, eh?
Couldn't agree with you more.
Good Buds Review, Good Buds.
So Curtis, what are you burning today?
Well, Shank, today I am burning on some Oreo cookies.
Nice.
Now, Oreo cookies this is a strange one. Now, as usual, I'm getting mine from private growers in Detroit, so they always come up with some new, weird, fancy concoction. This one
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure about. I believe it to be a hybrid indica because there's quite a bit of purple bits in there, the way it affects me, and it based on what I believe are its parent strains, which are either Girl Scout cookies, Oreos, or cookies and cream. One of those, all of
Those are all
those,
like
two of
hybrid
those.
indicas, yeah.
They're all hybrid indicas, but based on the name Oreo cookies, I'm assuming they didn't just pull the name out their butt, so there's probably a reason behind it. So I'm assuming one of those is involved.
Nice.
But with all of that being said, it is still very, very beautiful nugs. It's a very vast array of colors on these little, small, but powerful nugs. They are light, slightly spongy in firmness, not entirely dense, not entirely crystallized either, but the colors, oh man. There's like 4 different greens on here. There's dark and there's light tangerine hairs. There's bits of vibrant purple in there. And I swear there are leaves on here that are so dark that they look bluish gray, kind of like those fucking aliens from the end of Prometheus. Very
Oh, dude.
weird, very interesting. I'm loving how this is looking. In terms of the scent, it's strange because it's when it's all packed together, it's a light but noticeable pine scent, like it's a lone conifer tree just standing there bleakly in the shade. But all around it is a tropical beach in the Bahamas. Very oceanic, very tropical aroma, but it just has that tiny little bit of pine in there. Like, dude, seriously, how the fuck did you get here?
Dude, like, what even
Like,
brought
who's
you
like,
here?
we want Christmas in the Bahamas. Let's go find a conifer.
Yeah, let's go get the only conifer for like hundreds of thousands of miles.
Let's
Drag
go
it here.
find a nice. Let's go find a nice London pine.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
but
fantastic.
all in all, it's got a very nice vibe to it, very nice smell, color, and I hope it has a nice flavor to match.
Nice. Nice.
Shank, how about you let the fine folks know, what are you smoking on today?
Today I am going to be burning on some strawberry twist. It's another tasty sounding strain. It is also a hybrid indica. This one I know is a hybrid indica. It's actually the one I'm smoking is grown by Sundial Cannabis. Now these buds are beautiful, natural looking buds. Like they're very natural looking. They have an abundance of red hair, so much so that they kind of look like a Wookiee. But yeah, but you can kind of see like
That
you
was
can kind of see
horrible.
these. I know, right? But you can see, yeah. White runs. But you can see some deep greens peek through from underneath, with these nice light emerald, like on the inside when you snap it open, like when you break the bud open. Frankly, it's got a really fine coating of crystal on the outside. It doesn't have those big chunky crystals like the salt crystals that we've seen before on some of the strains, but
Right.
it's super like a very fine coating, but there's so much of it that it almost makes it shine when you hit it with a direct light, almost like our sponsor Lumen Spots clothing and accessories that light up when you hit them with lights. Let's plug.
Links in the description.
But yeah, overall the smell, um, oh man, it's a very subtle traditional cannabis smell. It's got really strong hints of pepper on top. It's really weird because I expected strawberry off the get-go, but I get very strong hints of pepper. And it's got this really strange musky smell in the back that we don't mention, social graces and everything. But grinded, oddly enough, when you hit it with the grinder, it has the berry aroma definitely comes out that was not there at all. I didn't smell it remotely before, but after grinding it up, it came out. It came out from underneath the mix, which is really interesting. Yeah.
Surprise strawberry.
I know, right? Like when I just had to twist the grinder up and pulled it out,
Yeah,
and
that's
suddenly,
wait. Oh my god, dude! Strawberry twist. You had to twist the grinder and strawberry.
oh my god, dude, what? Okay, insert mind being blown dot gif. That's amazing, man. Like, dude, that's probably where they got the name too. Like that, like I don't know, like that when you twist it, like then the strawberry smell comes out. It's friggin' awesome.
That's
Um,
nice.
yeah, really, I enjoy the smell. It's a great kind of like very not as strong as I expected it to be or sweet as I expected it to be with it being called strawberry twist. But after you grind it up and it does get that little bit of a sweet smell, I could see kind of where they get that name from.
For sure,
Um,
for sure.
Now, obviously, we're going to try these out, but before we do, I would love to let the audience at home know they can check out these pictures of these nugs on our Instagram page. If they go check it out at Good Buds Podcast, there will be pictures of all of these beautiful nugs. Obviously, if they'd prefer to see it in real time, they can check out our YouTube channel where you can see it in all its visual glory floating around behind us and wicked awesome, like super good special effects, right? Like top notch, top notch. So like, you can check out our YouTube channel, see them there, or you can check out Good Buds Podcast on Instagram and see it there. Also, while you're on Instagram, remember to hit that follow button. Really helps us out. And while you're on, YouTube, subscribe. Really, really appreciate that. You can hit Curtis up on Instagram too, because he has a private Instagram over at.
I am at Good Buds Curtis, and Shank also has his own private Instagram, and it is over at.
Good Buds Shank, and I post all kinds of random shenanigans there, but I highly recommend going and following Curtis. He's one of my favorite people that I follow on Instagram right now. He posts some wild stuff. Yeah, I think probably give this a go. Try him out, eh? What do you think?
I agree with that, Shank, and I have my bong here, all set, ready to go. How about you?
I do indeed, sir. I got my bong sitting right here, ready to go.
All right, we're packed to the brim, right at the rim. We got our lighters. Let's get higher. Fuck it. Lighters out, bros. Let's blaze it. Toke shkaboke.
So, so Curtis, how's that treating you today?
Well, while you try to breathe, it's very nice because the flavor is matching the scent. It's a very smooth hit, and it's got a very oceanic, tropical taste to it, like that, ocean breeze, the fucking slight bit of salt from the salt water. Again, it still has that slight hint of pine in there. And it's weird because it kind of has tones of chemical that comes in at the end. Like, not really bad chemical, but just like that it tastes clean at the end, but like too clean maybe. I'm not sure. It's interesting flavor mix, but like I said, it's very smooth. It's a very mellow hit, and it stays in the back of your throat. Like, kind of just sits there, sinks there slowly. And I can feel it creeping into the base of my neck, my spine, So I have a feeling that this is going to be a very nice body high. But yeah, Shank,
Nice.
You sound like you're on your lungs.
Yes, I have. I have. No, it's okay. I am doing. Yeah, I'm alive. I am alive. I have found my lungs.
Well, how's it tasting for you?
It reminds me of that song, When Soul Meets Body. Don't want to get copyright striked, so I'm not going to sing any more than that. But it was a sweet yet blunt hit. It was strong notes of pepper. Very strong notes of pepper. Overall, really, like, it was a very punchy toke. Did not expect that with the scent. It had a really subtle, tropical, almost bubblegum flavor. And when I say tropical, I do mean, like, the fruity way. I don't mean the esoteric kind of, like, feel. I mean, it's got that mango-y kind of, like, almost berry.
Mine's the feel, yours is, like, the fruit and the berry,
mine is the legit,
the
like,
tropical
the actual...
Skittles.
Yeah, like, the tropical... Yeah, mine's the tropical Skittles rather than the thought of the beach,
Mine's
right?
the tropical, like, candle or air freshener.
Yeah, yours is the, like, gives you the feel of the beach. Mine is more, like, just tastes like something from the tropics. It's got an almost bubblegum flavor, like bubblegummy, like a tropical bubblegum, like, Hubba Bubba Tropical or whatever.
Bubba tropical bubba gum.
Yeah. Hubba Bubba Bubblegum. But it comes from underneath in the aftertaste. You don't really taste that up front. Up front, it's that blunt pepper, but in the aftertaste, you get that really sweetness. Overall, really, it wasn't as flavorful as I expected it to be with a strain named Strawberry Twist, but it was still a really nice taste. And it had a great mouthfeel with a good clean hit. Like, afterwards, I didn't really feel like I was dying at all or anything like that. So it was overall pretty pleasant.
I beg to differ, but okay.
Well, I was dying a little bit, but it was overall pretty good. It was nice. It was a fun hit.
It was like death by chocolate. It'll
That's
happen,
right.
but whatever.
Yeah. You're
If this
like,
takes me, it takes me.
If it takes me, I'm going. Exactly, right? So, frankly, I enjoyed it. It was still tasty. The flavor that's in my mouth now and that I can feel kind of in my throat, I do enjoy it. So, obviously, we'll have to wait to see how they hit us and how they feel for us. But, Curtis, what do you think they're saying about these on the review sites?
Well, before we get to that, these are the online opinions of other stoners who are online, and we are other stoners online giving our opinions to the online.
It's opinions.
That's right. So, as for the Oreo cookies, well, I won't sugarcoat it. Like I said before, Oreo cookies, it's a new strain. There's no reviews for it online. It was a homebrew, pretty much.
Yeah.
So...
You're probably not going to find it.
Exactly. With that being said, I'll cut the veil back a little bit further. I have smoked a little bit of this before. This is my first time.
I think we already broke that fourth wall on another podcast.
Well, they'll have to go back and check it out.
Yeah, you guys point that out to us, which episode that was, because I can't remember which it was.
Same. But yeah. I have smoked this before. I have known the effects before, and I can tell you that it gives a relaxing, euphoric body high. It gives you a simple yet focusing head buzz, and it gives you that slight bit of cottonmouth as always. with a little bit of pain relief and anxiety relief as well.
That's another way that you probably
But
know that it's an indica hybrid is because indicas are
exactly.
notorious for giving you cottonmouth.
And well, Cottonmouth and the relaxing euphoric body high.
That's true. That's true. That's true of a lot of hybrids though. That's kind of one of the aspects they aim for.
In general, yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
Yeah.
But
Well, sounds
I
good
know
though. I mean, from what you've experienced before.
Oh yeah, but I'm sure you have a lot more to tell the people. So, what are they saying about the strawberry twist?
Yeah, there is quite a bit about this on the internet. Like I was saying, this one specifically was grown by Sundial, and there are a lot of reviews of this specific strain actually online that I could find, so that makes it a lot easier for me. Overall, people say that it is a calming and happy strain, though you do get dry mouth and coughing, which
Would be an issue.
probably
but
would have been smart for me to check that out beforehand. And the dry mouth is not gonna, it's a non-issue, right? Because yeah, we're always prepared.
We're always prepared. We always got our bevs.
Always beverages nearby. Always 100%. Never smoke without some kind of liquid nearby. So it's fantastic, frankly, sounding from what people are reviewing it. They say it's good for socializing, cleaning, listening to music, or playing video games. I love all of those things except for socializing and cleaning. So hopefully,
So you like 50% of those things.
yeah, no, I like all of those things except for those two. And so, hopefully it's good for recording a podcast as well, though. Because I mean, like from judging from the little bit of a hit that's given me so far, I feel like it's probably going to be a good strain for the podcast.
I agree.
So-
And if you guys want to agree, then go out to your local dispensaries or your local dealer or whoever and see what they got on hand. Try to, match the strain with us and let us know what you think.
Yeah, and while you're there, tell them about our podcast and make sure to remind them, like I'm reminding you right now, to like, comment, subscribe, and share it with everybody that you see, because it helps us out.
Exactly.
That was subtle as fuck.
And it's ruined. So,
nah, fuck it.
with all that being said, Shank, we got our joints rolled up here. We still got our shit together.
That's right. Our intern is getting our unpaid intern's getting really good at rolling joints.
Well, mine's slightly askew, but I'll discipline him later.
That's fine. We have fun here. We have fun.
I'm totally not having fun.
Shut up!
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So what time is it, Curtis?
It's 4:20 somewhere. You know the drill, bros. Later's out. Let's blaze it. Ooh.
Oh, buddy. Oh, man, that's beautiful. Oh, this is a joint weed. This is a joint weed, homie. Oh, man.
Weed? You sound a lot less dead this time, so.
Yeah, my friggin' I don't feel like reenacting a scene from from Alien where my friggin' chest is blowing out, like so much better. So much smoother. And man, that strawberry flavor comes out. Holy crap. Like, I mean, I'm getting I'm getting the peppery flavor still. Like, I mean, if you're a fan of pepper, if you're listening to this and you like pepper, like I do, I'm a big fan. I'll put that shit on everything. It's like, I love the flavor of it and the feeling of it. Pain plant go brrr. But basically, like it tastes like pepper and it's really interesting. But smoking it through the joint, I definitively can taste the strawberry a lot better.
Oh yeah. As for me, like I said, it was smooth in the bong. It's smooth in the joint. Like it's fantastic, still flavorful. I am chilling in some place that has a lot of O's in the name, and there's a lot of sand. So I'm pretty chill.
No, that's awesome, man. That sounds like a pretty vibe place, man.
Kokomo, that's a place.
Kokomo, and that has a lot of O's in the name. But speaking of O's in the name, I gotta say, you know how I'm an OCB guy, right? Like like OCB papers, they're my brand, right?
Sure.
I had to mention, I was going to ask you what you're smoking out of today, and I will ask what you're smoking out of today, but I had to mention OCB changed their package. They got a new package now, yeah. But overall,
What does it look
Like
like?
here, I'll
Oh.
hold. There's the new one. I'll show that to you, and I'll show
Yeah.
you the old. I'll show you the old one so you can compare the difference, right? So here's the old one. Now, if you notice
Right.
inside the OCB on this one, there's like that, like kind of reflective, like you
Right.
can see the
Yeah,
reflective.
like
It
the
says
O
OC. It
the
says OCB.
OCNB on the or on the packaging itself is like a
Yeah,
holographic, kind of
exactly.
like
It's a holographic coloring. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
the new one has the oil spot effect. It's shiny, but it doesn't have the lettering in it anymore. So I kind of miss that. But the rest of the
Oh,
package, But the thing is, the one thing I enjoy the most is that they went with a less glossy black. They went with a more matte black, which I love matte
I
black.
I prefer matte
And
personally.
they shrunk down the border edge on it, and they did change the logo slightly. They took the slashes out from the middle of the C.
I think it looks
Yeah,
I
it's
think it looks a
classy,
little bit more classy and modernistic at the
modern,
same time.
very yeah. They probably just wanted to modernize a little bit, and frankly, they
And
did a
at the
good
same
job.
time, it probably also cuts down on a lot more of that holographic foil and stuff.
One
So
hundred percent. I mean, yeah, and that's the thing too is like if it's
it
I
doesn't
mean,
change the integrity of the paper
not in the
either.
slightest. The
So
papers are fantastic. I'm using one right now, and it is working just as well as every single other OCB paper that I've used. I've never had a single one fail on me.
very
So,
nice, very
yeah,
nice.
yeah. So, what are you burning at it today? What do you got?
For me, I am burning out of a zigzag, just a regular
Oh,
classic zigzag. I know this strain was gonna taste great. Like I said, I've smoked it before. It's fucking a phenomenal strain. One of my favorites for sure. One of my top favorites. Now, I love that feeling of just smoking weed and it's like, hey, tropical. It's just fucking completely different and completely obscure to different strains that I'm used to. I've had the skunky, the peppery, but when you get one of those weird ones where it's just like this is noticeably different.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I know for a fact this one is like that, and I've had another one which was Blueberry X Haze, which was the second to last episode of season 1. Or no, it was no, that was you who
Yeah,
had
that was me.
Blueberry
I
X
smoked
Haze.
blueberry X Haze.
But
Yeah,
no, I had sorry. Blueberry OG.
that's
Blueberry
the one.
OG.
Yes, your blueberry OG. I remember you talking
Yeah.
that one up so
Blueberry
much in that
OG
episode.
was, oh my god, it was fucking phenomenal taste, and that was episode 12 if you want to go back for that one. But it was a similar thing. It was an amazing ocean breeze. I'm ranting, but
No, I get
anyways,
you. I get you. I get you. No, I like it.
I knew the strain was gonna be delicious because I love that oceanic flavor. So I just wanted to burn straight through, burn it classically, get as much of that flavor as I can. I do have a couple juicy J's still and stuff like that, but I
Yeah,
want just
no.
a nice clean burn, and a zigzag works well.
I agree, and like frankly, I know that since I talk about it all the time and how stupidly annoying it is that flavored papers aren't legal here, right? To buy,
Right.
like to sell in
Yeah.
sell in stores in Nova Scotia. You can own them all you want,
You
but
can own them, you can purchase them online, but you can't go to a store and buy them like
exactly,
I can.
exactly. Stores can't
Where
sell.
I
Yeah,
literally
exactly.
where I literally have a full selection of fucking, you know,
That's exactly
30
right.
or 40 different flavors of paper to choose from, and I can only I can buy one package at a time, or I can buy a whole case.
Exactly.
Shank, if you wanted it, you'd have to buy a whole case, right?
That's pretty much. I'd have to buy a whole case of any kind. Like I can't buy an individual pack. Some websites I'm sure have like grab bags. I've seen some websites that have like grab bag kind of things where you're like, oh yeah, like I want 10 random packs or right or whatever.
Right.
But they could send you literally anything. And I mean, I would specifically, well, to be fair, if I could buy a case at a fair price, I absolutely would, without a question, without a shadow of a doubt, especially if they were absinthe papers, because they're just like, they're the ones that I would own.
I still got a couple for you sitting here that I got to
I
send.
know, I appreciate that, and we will get we're waiting until we know that the shipping and stuff still hasn't calmed down from Christmas and everything, so it's good to be patient on that right now. If you're planning
Always.
on shipping anything, just kind of take your time. We're not in a rush. Ronas are keeping everything busy, so we're gonna keep. Yeah, but overall, man, I've I love OCBs. I've come to really appreciate. Like I used to smoke zigzag whites, strictly zigzag whites
Right.
every time. A lot of my buddies and stuff would smoke zigzag blues, but I always found that they were like more like cigarette paper.
I
Um,
prefer the oranges just because they're still thin, but they're bigger. slightly than the whites.
Mm-hmm.
The whites are thicker, but I like the longer of the orange.
Yeah,
preferably.
no, I agree. No, I agree. And now I smoke the OCB. I smoke 1.25 of OCBs all the time, right? So like it's
Right.
and like, but it's one of those things that I just like. I love that clean flavor too. Like especially with this weed right now. First noticeable thing, the dry mouth, accurate, accurate as hell. I
Yeah.
have very dry mouth right now. But
That's
the
the one-
flavor, but the flavor of this is so good.
Same here, and I'm pretty sure that's kind of like, even as I said, it has that slightly like salty seaside taste to it.
Mm.
And even though I love that taste, it's literally like eating salt. I'm dehydrating myself, but I fucking love it.
I know, right? I know. I fucking. It's like, why do I keep doing this to myself? But
There are
man,
demons in me that need to be higher.
there are demons in me that need to be higher. Speaking of higher, as an awesome segue, swooping right in there, sliding into your DMs. You know what's higher, Curtis?
What's higher, Shank?
Our follower count on Facebook, brother. We finally broke over 100.
What? That's
Yeah,
amazing.
hey, buddy. Now we're over 100 on Instagram, over 100 on Facebook. That means we made it, man.
We just need 100 on YouTube.
That's right. And you know what? All we need then is just you for one of us to be on Drama Alert.
I will.
I vote for you, Curtis. You should start sending dick pics to people.
What do you mean start?
Well, dude,
You
I
mean
mean,
continue?
well, I mean, dude, if you've been doing that, then why haven't we been on Drama Alert and blown up yet?
'Cause, I mean, there's no drama. They love it.
just so
would-
tanked out. They're like, shit.
Exactly. Apparently, I'm pretty piping. So because of that, they're just like, damn. They asked for a number and a Venmo account.
Do you have an OnlyFans? As a matter of fact, I do. Oh man, no, let's
Good
make
Butts
it.
podcast.
This is the kind of high quality content you come here for. But yeah, no, it's seriously, man, though, it's fantastic. I'm so stoked that all the people at home have shown us so much love and support, like, and growing so quickly. Like, I mean, we are this is the 22nd episode, and we've got like 100 followers on Facebook, like over 100 followers on Instagram. Each of us have like 70, and we've got like different followers on our own individual like Instagram accounts, and like, you know, like our YouTube, we got to pick that up. Like our YouTube, we need subscribers on there because right now we're only sitting at I think 20, and if we get to 100,
22.
22, and if we get to 100, we can get that custom URL, and we can totally make it youtube.com/goodbudstv, and we can, like, you know, it'll be beautiful.
Make it
It'll
way
look,
easier for you.
it'll look so pretty. And when you share it with your friends, you just tell them, go to, you know, youtube.com/goodbudstv, and they'll go blow right there to our page. Like our
Exactly.
YouTube.
It's that easy. We won't have to be like, go to YouTube /3
Question mark // Yeah, no, dead serious though. Like, we appreciate you guys subscribing and liking and commenting. Like, it's really like we've been getting some really great comments on Instagram from people. They love the pictures we've been posting, and like, we'd love to hear from you guys on Facebook too. Because if you guys want to post some comments on there, message us or something, just shout out some
Plus-
ideas you have, whatever.
Plus, we jumped on the Bernie Sanders train, so yeah, go on Facebook. We got some memes.
Oh yeah, we got them Bernie memes. And oh, also, if you're out there and you feel like you have something to say that would like contribute to, you know, like contribute to our story and what we do, hit us up on Facebook. Send us a message. Be like, hey, listen, I'd love to be on your podcast, and if we've got a spot for you, or we've got time for you in the podcasts that we've got coming up, we might, you know, be able to fit you in there. And that'd be pretty cool, you know? If you got a cool story or something you want to tell us or something you want to do, like, just let us know.
We're thinking of a future segment where, you know, if we can get enough responses, we want to hear your guys' stoner stories, you know?
Oh, that'd be amazing. I would love that.
Post some questions on Twitter and see what your guys' responses are, and then, you know, reveal them on the podcast.
Oh, hell yeah. You could, if you wanted to, you could already start doing that today by going to our subreddit, Good Bud Sub, and check that out. Go there, subscribe to the subreddit, like, follow the subreddit. I forget what it is. I'm on Reddit.
Good Bud Sub.
Yeah, but it's Good Bud Sub. Go there, check it out. Put a post down, comment your stoner story. We would love to hear it from you. It'd be fantastic.
Exactly. On there, or if you catch us on Discord, if you want to check us out there, then
Oh,
yeah,
we'd love to see it there
we'd love to
too.
hear it.
We'll check it out for sure.
See it, hear it, we'd love it.
Yeah, and we religiously read the chat logs. We do. All of them.
This fucking joint's phenomenal.
I know, man. Like, I don't want to put this out, but I feel like I'm getting really stoned. This is magnificent. Luckily, I have an energy beverage directly next to me because, as you guys know at home, if you've been following the podcast, I am usually the sativa guy. Curtis is usually the indica guy. This season, I wanted to show some love to my fellow Canadians that like indicas, and like my podcast, like our podcast, by smoking some of the Canadian strains that we can buy up here, in the stores of the indicas. I'm not going to focus solely on them. If I see some sativas I like, I'm buying them and reviewing them. Like, I'm not going to be like, I am going to be, like, we're not switching roles. There's none of that. We're just getting what we can smoke and what we feel like smoking that week. It's completely arbitrary, the way that we choose what we're going to smoke every week to week. There is no system to it. We don't have assigned roles.
Figure it out.
Yeah, I just go, hey Curtis, what do you got this week? And he tells me like the 4 or 5 different strains he might get his hands on, and I'll be like, all right, cool, and I'll go from there, right?
Exactly. For me, like I've said before, and obviously most of my strains coming from private growers, private, dealers and stuff like that. So because of that, I'm kind of limited, and especially in Michigan in winter, most of your grows are going to be indoor operations, and in Michigan's climate, it's significantly easier to grow indicas indoor than it is.
Yeah, indicas are a lot faster.
A lot faster, and they bloom better under low lighting and low temperature.
Yep.
Sativa, you need high temperature, which costs lots of electricity. It's not an issue, but
new LED lights are actually cutting down on that, though. I've been reading a lot of really cool things about that recently.
That's the thing. The sativas, to get a really good one, those are the ones where you really want like the HFL light bulbs. The high intensity,
the powerful ones. Yeah.
But then again, I'm not a full grower. If you actually are, go ahead, comment me. Tell me I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah, tell us, comment below and let us know what's going on. We would love to hear it. Yeah, I love being called an idiot too. So just please, while you're calling him an idiot, stop by and call me one too.
But yeah, so mostly what I can get my hands on are either indicas, hybrid indicas, or a hybrid. But every once in a while, when I do get that sativa in, oh boy, I bounce off the walls.
Loving it. Yeah, maybe there's some sativa in this one because you've been our roles have been a little bit more reversed today. You've been talking a little bit more than I have, and I've been talking a little bit less, right? So our roles might be slightly switched on this podcast. It's gonna be like Bizarro World. We should both get. I should shave my goatee. I think. You should make your just kind of get one.
Oh, what? Like I'm a fucking Play-Doh machine? Let me just squeeze my face and clench my butt cheeks, and hopefully I grow a mustache. Fuck you.
That's exactly what I was talking about. I'll just shave mine. I'll just shave my facial hair off, and you just glue some fake facial hair on you to look like
Give me yours.
I'll just give you I can see it now, like beautiful blonde haired you and fucking black facial hair.
I'll give you my fucking this go soul patch that I have.
Hey man, that's a little goat you got going there. That's not bad. Not bad. It's a good start. I'm proud of you for that. But no man, but straight up though, it's awesome because the rolls, maybe there is some sativa in that strain because I think it's a little bit extra energy there today, and I'm digging it, man. I really enjoy it. But frankly, I think now would be an awesome time to hop into an advertisement. What do you think?
I think I agree with you. Let's hear it.
Do you like fashionable and unique clothing? Do you like things that shine super bright when exposed to light? Do you like discounts? Do you like advertisements that ask, do you like, over and over, knowing there is no direct way for you to answer back? If you answered yes to all of these questions, or even just the first 3, check out lumenspot.com for some lit clothing and accessories, and use the code GoodBudsPodcast at the checkout for 50% off and free shipping. Thank you, Lumenspot, for sponsoring us, and thank all of you for listening. Check it out today with the link below in the description.
That was great. But you know what else is great, Shank? Information. Knowledge.
Oh, man. I love knowledge and information.
And we need to bring it to the people.
Lamborghinis.
And you know how we're going to do that?
How are we going to do it, Curtis?
We're going to get into some We News Worldwide. All right, and today in our first story, we have a high demand in Arizona for marijuana. As Arizona begins its recreational marijuana sales just weeks after voters approve legalization. Very,
Nice.
very interesting story we have here. Arizona fucking has broken some fucking records here in the United States, at least, for it literally has the fastest transition from voter approval to sales implementation of any state that has legalized marijuana to date.
It's like literally, I can see it now. The dealers were like there were like storefronts with nothing on them. Like there were signs out front, but they were all covered by cardboard. And like these dealers like ducking down behind the counter, and they're like, and the TV's on in the corner, and it's like the bill has passed, and they all just like pop up and like pull some strings, and the signs flop down, and it's like weed for sale.
That's pretty much what happened, but
it's Charlie Brown Snow.
So under the measure that they voted on, regulators were required to quickly develop rules for the market. The industry stakeholders say that they've had productive conversations with the Department of Health Services to create those guidelines over the past few weeks. Remember, this was voted on in November, the same as the presidential election.
We talked about it. Like we were speaking.
We've talked about it.
We were purposefully ignoring the presidential election and talking about this specifically.
Exactly. And it's
by the way, I am glad Biden won. I'm glad. I don't even care. You can hate mail me, just specifically. I don't speak for the podcast on that. I speak for myself. But go ahead, Curtis.
So essentially with all this passing in November, it only took them literally 2 months, a little under 8 weeks, to get it regulated, understood, and implemented to the point where there's now, they have received 79 applications since their application period started.
Yeah.
Out of those, 6 of them are under review still. 73 facilities are opened, can begin selling cannabis. There are 73 facilities throughout all of Arizona that can sell recreational marijuana within 2 months.
That's amazing.
In Michigan, it's taken us 2 years, and we still only have a couple, and they're just now starting to implement it more into Detroit.
Yeah, your closest one is pretty far away. I mean, you've got to like rely on that, or like going online for it, right? Or like going to like the but luckily the micro growers and stuff. You've got good connections with people to be able to
I got my connects.
Get to the micro growers and everything.
But yeah, within record time, Arizona has managed to get 73 fully up and running cannabis stores throughout the whole state.
That's those who are amazing.
Now with those that are operating, some of them were already medical marijuana shops that got converted, and a couple of them are still, brand new up and comers who just came in and they're just like, hey, let's start a dispensary.
Well, it's like vape shops up here, man. Like vape shops, like literally when vaping became popular, they started popping up on every fucking corner almost. Like because they're easy to start. Like once you contact suppliers, like they'll supply to you and you can resell it at a slight markup, and you're going to sell your product. Like it's one of those things where the market exists, and like you're going to sell it.
Of course, and it's all in all a really great thing. I'm going to absolutely butcher this name, but Matthew Schweich? No, Schweich. Okay, Schweich. I'll go with Schweich. Matthew Schweich. I'll go with Swiss Cheese. Matthew Swiss Cheese, the deputy director of the Marijuana Policy Project.
Matt Swiss Cheese.
Exactly. So they told our news source, which, by the way, is Marijuana Moment. You can check the links down in the description for the full story.
Down below.
But they told them that it's encouraging to see Arizona move forward with implementation and legalization policy approved by voters in November. By avoiding unnecessary delays, Arizona will accelerate the timeline for job creation, business investment, and new tax revenue. Which is 100% fucking correct.
That's
the longer
brilliant.
you fucking delay on that bullshit, the more time it's just in limbo and you're still creating a black market underneath, because it's like, hey, we can't buy it from them, so let's buy the untaxed marijuana from random people.
100%. And it's like, and that's exactly what I always say is like when a government, that's why I'm glad Canada just was like, you know what, fuck it. Federally legal, everybody can do it, like Canada wide. Like each province gets to decide like their own little bitty rules about it, but you're not allowed to
Exactly.
say it's not legal. Like, that's, like,
And
you know, like,
on
it's,
top of that, the Normal, the organization Normal,
yeah,
uh, state policies coordinator Carly Wolf, they told Marijuana Moment, I commend the state officials for prioritizing the implementation of Proposition 207, the proposition that
the
made
bill
it
to
legal,
legalize.
and ensuring that Arizona adults have safe and convenient access to affordable marijuana in a timely manner.
Slow clap.
Voters were crystal clear on their mandate at the ballot box: end the failed policy of criminalization and replace it with a legal, pragmatic regulatory framework as soon as possible, which Arizona clearly has followed through. So,
Good on you, Arizona. Big ups to you, Arizona. If we have any listeners in Arizona, like, kudos. That's amazing.
Kudos. You got a great state. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's some amazing. Like, honestly, I didn't know the government could work that efficiently. But, like, frankly, it seems like a really good time
And
to
it's
be
great.
like,
Yeah, it's great
Yeah.
business opportunity
Yeah, it
for
seems like-
the whole.
yeah, it seems like a good time to be getting into the weed industry.
Exactly.
Industry, eh? What if I told the weed industry?
Get
But
into the weed industry.
seems like a really good time to get into the weed industry, though, right? I mean, like, obviously, it's
Yeah.
like booming right now. But what if I told you that my story directly related to a massive company backing out of the weed industry?
That sounds, pardon my French, but that sounds fucking retarded. Gosh.
That sounds fucking stupid as hell. Frankly, one of the first big tobacco company to join the hemp and marijuana industry is backing out now, getting back out. So it's Pixis International, one of the world's largest tobacco suppliers, said on Thursday that it's going to focus on its more profitable tobacco and liquid nicotine products after it filed for bankruptcy back in June. So basically, they're going bankrupt, right? So
Right.
they had two choices. Smokes.
Stick with tobacco.
Tobacco, smokes. Smoke, which is on its way out, right? Or
Right.
marijuana, massively booming industry, right? And they were like,
It's
we're gonna go,
exponentially growing as it's becoming
exponentially
more and more
growing.
legal.
like, exponentially growing market, right? And so with like massive voids, so like that can be filled. So they're like, all right, no, we're gonna stop selling weed. We're backing out. We're done. We're trying to. So they're trying to sell their cannabis company, which is FIGR, I think it's Figer. They're Figer companies, which are it's a umbrella or whatever.
Yeah.
And Figer companies are a couple different weed strains or whatever that they sell in Canada. And they essentially say the CEO, Peter. I know it's Peter Sickle or Peter Sickle, one or the other.
I like Peter Sickle.
Peter Sickle. Okay, his name is Peter Sickle. So he's the CEO of Pixis. He said in a statement, "We maintain our belief that the value of Figer and its growth can be accelerated with the right capital structure and partner." What he's saying is that this thing is a money sink. We're doing really, really poorly with it. Please, somebody take it off our hands. We promise you'll do better.
I guarantee that's the case.
That is
They
the case.
probably
That's
want to
literally
put way too much
that-
chemicals and bullshit into it.
What they just said is corporate speak for please somebody buy this. We promise you'll do better than we did. Like that's what they're saying. Like they're saying with
We
the
done
right person
fucked up.
with the right person to come in and completely restructure the company that we built. Like, that's like saying, hey, if you start a new company that does this, like, it's dumb, it's stupid. But anyway, they're based in Morrisville, North Carolina. They were growing hemp in the U.S. and marijuana in Canada, but the company was hit hard by the declining. Now get this, do you know what they were hit hard by? Do you know what caused their bankruptcy?
I would love to know.
There's two things. I bet you can guess one of them. It's the biggest news of like 2020 and everything else. Biggest thing that happened in the entire world, pretty much. That caused everything else to lose money.
COVID?
I'll give you a hint. Yeah, COVID, Ronas.
Hey,
that's
Ronas.
that's one of the two things. That's one of the two
Of
things.
course.
Now do you know what the other one of those two things is?
I'm going to assume it's a decline in the sale of tobacco.
Declining tobacco consumption. Ding, ding, ding.
What?
Nailed it. So basically, because tobacco consumption was going down and Rona's was hitting, They were bankrupt. They had to apply for bankruptcy. Originally, the Figer brands weren't part of the initial bankruptcy, but they have since filed for and received creditor protection. So they're trying to sell it off right now.
Right.
And they used to be called Alliance One International. They were part of like a really big tobacco and alcohol companies that pushed into the cannabis industry. But
Right.
they're essentially one of the giants in the tobacco industry that got into cannabis, and they failed at the cannabis industry because you can't get people addicted to cannabis. You need to produce good cannabis. You know,
Exactly. And
like you
I'm
can't
sure
just
that's something they
yeah.
couldn't figure out.
They couldn't figure that out. Like they couldn't figure it out, I'm sure. And there's probably a very good reason why they didn't, why they didn't sell. And frankly, I think, like if they could not manage to make money selling marijuana, like one of the things that practically sells itself. I mean, people love weed. It like, I mean, it just sells itself, right?
Right.
So, if they couldn't make money growing weed, which is fucking easy to grow too. Like, I mean, keep in mind, I don't currently grow myself, but I have grown in the past, and it's easy to grow if you do it properly and like follow some basic advice and basic steps that you can easily find anywhere.
And
Like,
even then, as a mass corporation, like you also have the ability of growing hemp. So even if you can't sell it for consumption, you can still grow stuff that can still be used that will still make you money
I
because people
know,
are still buying it.
yeah, but that's the problem though.
You
Is
can
that
even use
like
the
they
hemp
just
to make the fucking packaging for your cigarettes and your cartons and stuff, and hey, what do you
I
know?
know, and you
You
can
just
even
saved yourself
market
some money
yourself.
on
Yeah,
fucking cardboard.
yeah, market yourself as the brand of smokes that uses hemp packaging or hemp paper for your smokes. Even you could use hemp papers, because make the
Hemp
cigarette
filters.
paper hemp filter. You can fucking the list is
You can
endless, people.
just make it a fucking joint at that point. I mean, seriously,
Yeah,
suck a
just
dick.
pre-roll joints, pre-roll joints. Suck it. Yeah, I know. These people are idiots, though. Frankly, is what I'm getting at. Is that they made some really bad decisions. Obviously,
Oh
Corona
yeah.
was really hard on people too. I can't blame it, and I just feel really bad for the people working for these companies because they're probably really passionate about cannabis. They probably they got into the industry probably because you don't like I mean I'm sure that not a lot of people who don't have interest in cannabis get into the industry just because it's a job. I feel
Oh
like the
yeah.
people who apply for these jobs obviously have a passion for either the growing of them, the agriculture behind it, or the plant itself. So I feel
Exactly. I
bad
mean,
for the people that
even if it comes down to just the salespeople and the people who are just like, well, this was a strand that was really good, and there's these four customers who really liked it, but hey, the company said suck a dick, so
yeah, and well, not even that, but I mean, like the people who work for the company itself, if they filed for bankruptcy, there are probably massive layoffs. I'm certain. And
oh
like
yeah,
like
guaranteed.
those people, like they were just working a job they loved, and hopefully they can get jobs in the cannabis industry again. They can find something
Exactly.
somewhere.
I mean, we've
That'll
even mentioned it before, and actually, fucking Aurora Company has the Aurora Cannabis Company.
Mhm.
I've heard recently that they've laid off even more people than they have
They have.
before.
You are not
Yeah.
wrong. I heard the same thing as well. Aurora.
We'll probably cover that
Um,
more on another news story, but
Yep.
yeah.
They've been laying people off. Well, they're not doing very well because they've eliminated a lot of their top strains. So like
Yeah.
it's that's just a dumb thing to do when you take over a company and you're like, okay, what's performing well? Okay, these ones are performing well. What's expensive? And it's the ones that are performing well. You're like, okay, get rid of the expensive ones. And they're like, but those are the ones that are performing well. They're like, I don't care. They're the expensive ones. Get rid of them. So they get rid of those
Exactly.
ones, and then people are
So
like, the fuck is wrong with you?
exactly. But all in
Yeah.
all, yeah.
Yeah,
And
all in all, though, it was, getting into the cannabis industry. It's hit or miss sometimes.
exactly. Which hopefully the opportunity opens up for some more people, which actually leads me into our next story.
Oh,
So, San Diego County supervisors prepare to reverse a ban on back county marijuana businesses.
hey,
So, here's essentially what happened. Back in 2017, a move would repeal a ban on all new marijuana businesses. This move was made when Republicans held all 5 seats on the county's, board of supervisors, for San
shocking.
Diego. Now, yeah, shockingly enough, yep, there was a ban
Republicans
on.
holding things back that would make them lots of money because of principles.
So they voted to shut down a few medical cannabis dispensaries that received permits to operate legally, giving them until 2022 to close fully and everything like that. So a new Democratic majority on the San Diego County Board of Supervisors is pretty much ready to be like, yeah, let's put some, business there.
You don't say. The Democrats got in there and fucking fixed it right away.
So Supervisors Nathan Fletcher and Nora Vargas are co-sponsoring a measure due for a vote Wednesday that would direct county staffers to draft regulations for cannabis retail, cultivation, manufacturing, distribution, and testing businesses. If that measure is approved, a final ordinance would come back to the Board of Approval within 6 months. 57% of the county's voters approved Proposition 64, the 2016 statewide ballot measure that legalized recreational marijuana in the first place.
Nice.
And that by banning its sale in many areas of the county, supervisors have allowed a black market to flourish.
Well, it's true.
Exactly. They're literally making their own fucking black market.
I know. It's so funny because like it's one of those things where like you remember, I don't know if you're a huge Simpsons fan, but I am. And I'm sure you've probably seen the scene where like Bart is like Lisa is testing on Bart and her hamster, and she's like testing putting an electrode on a cupcake, and like every time you touch the cupcake you get zapped, and the hamster goes up and like touches it once and gets zapped, and it's like whoop, and then it stays away from the cupcake and like runs away and hides.
Right.
And like it's like fuck that. And even when she puts the cupcake in the cage without it, the hamster's still like, nah, I'm not going anywhere near that. It's at me, right? But
Exactly.
but Bart went up and like kept grabbing it and getting shocked, and he's like, no, I want the cupcake, and he kept grabbing it and getting shocked and like thrown, and then he'd go up and grab it and get shocked and get thrown, and he just kept doing that over and over and over. And Lisa was like, huh, like and like it's just
So,
it's like every
anyway,
time
yeah.
they just like these politicians are like, prohibition didn't work, prohibition didn't work. How about prohibition? Didn't work. How about prohibition? Didn't work. Prohibition. No.
How about we try reformation of laws and actually try recreational selling and therapy for the hard drugs? Prohibition!
That sounded like prohibition to me. But, like, and it's like, didn't work. Again, every single fucking time. Just like one of those, like, it's stupid. It never, ever works. And, like, so I'm glad to hear
nice
that they're getting rid of that ban.
There's
That's nice.
There's already members of the community that are very excited for it, ready to go.
Of
And
course. If I was a member of the community,
that ban
I'd be
gets lifted,
stoked.
and as always, fucking, it's been legal in California since 2016 for recreational use. So I mean,
I know, we're like, what the hell?
they're gonna if they're not
you
already
know they're
sitting
driving
there.
they're driving the next county over, buying it, and then driving back home. That's been proven. Actually, it's been proven that dry counties, like counties where you can't buy alcohol, have a higher number of traffic fatalities than other places that allow alcohol, because people go out of the dry county to drink and then they drive home.
Exactly.
And then they die in car accidents because they can't drink
Or they just
at
have
home.
the car accident in general, but still.
Yeah, because they're drinking and driving. I mean, first of all, they made a stupid fucking decision. I mean, but at the same time, that aside, they wouldn't have had the option for that decision if they were allowed to just buy beer at the store and go home and drink it, or go to a bar and drink it and have to walk home or a cab. Like, that'd be fine.
So
But prohibition doesn't work. Stop doing it. Stop
It's
it.
not.
You're stupid. Stop it. It makes me want to every time I hear some government official talk about we should ban, I'm like, pimp slap. I'm getting the backhand. I'm getting the backhand ready. Keep my pimp hand strong.
You should ban being able to fucking tell us what to do.
You should ban being able to outright like ban things that don't hurt other people. If
Exactly.
it's something
But
I can do
just-
that doesn't hurt you.
But if it's
Leave it
just
alone.
regular marijuana, I mean, who the fuck cares? Just let regular
know,
pot
it's
be
weed.
regular pot.
It's weed. Like I understand some things. I understand like outlaw stabbing people. Cool. Everyone can get behind that. But weed is great. And weed is
Exactly.
fantastic.
Weed is good.
Speaking of things that aren't good compared to weed, but are sometimes compared to weed erroneously, that relates directly to my next news story that I have to cover. 100 pounds, that's 100 pounds, of synthetic marijuana was seized in a Port Arthur drug bust.
Ooh.
100 pounds of synthetic marijuana was seized at a Port Arthur.
Synthetic marijuana.
So essentially, the seizure smoke button. Like the shit that you should never touch. If you're listening to this podcast and you're considering smoking synthetic marijuana, don't, please. For like,
stick with the
just,
good shit.
Just you've already got. If you got access to weed, just smoke that. And if you don't, just don't smoke synthetic weed. It's not worth the risk. Just don't do it. So officers used a search warrant for the drug bust, and one person has been arrested. So this happened in Port Arthur. Yeah, so it happened in Port Arthur, Texas. Law enforcement agencies seized 100 pounds of synthetic marijuana and a gun in a Port. Well, I would be surprised. It's a drug bust in Texas. If there wasn't a gun there, it'd be like, what? Like, no. If they were like, no firearms were found, it'd be like, wait a minute, something's wrong. This is hinky. This is wrong. Something ain't right. Hold on, something ain't right. Yeah.
Right.
So anyway, basically, what happened? That happened on Thursday, according to a Facebook post from the Port Arthur Police Department. They used a search warrant on Thursday in the 3200 block of 9th Street for essentially the possession of synthetic marijuana. One dude got arrested following the drug bust, and essentially SWAT worked together with the narcotics team, broke into the place, busted the dude. He had a bunch of synthetic weed. There's a picture here in front of me. Essentially, it's like a bunch of those, like those Tupperware totes, the big ones that you use for storing like linens and stuff like that. That kind of thing. The big Rubbermaid containers. Yeah, they're like those that are like half full with like synthetic weed, and like a bunch of bags on the ground in front of it. And there's an awful lot of synthetic weed there. And frankly, I am very, very happy that it's off the street. I could not be happier. Because they were probably going to sell that as real weed. They were probably going to go to kids, go to people, and be like, oh yeah, man, no, this is great weed. This is like something super purple crazy kush.
Or it's something that they sell to fucking gas stations, and they're just like, oh, screw it, it's a product, we'll sell it. And then,
yeah, maybe it happens sometimes. Well, I know a lot of the time the FDA
that's what happened
with
the incense, or the incense and the K2 and all that shit.
Yeah, but then the FDA cracked down on that a little bit, I think, though, a while back. And basically, like they kind of like that's why they keep changing their formula, like synthetic cannabis. Like the problem is they keep changing their formula over and over and over and over and over as a way to get around FDA regulations. They can basically continue to sell it, but as a new formula, and basically it's like a pending FDA approval. They just continually sell it as pending FDA approval, because if the FDA starts to get to a point where they're going to decline it, then they just switch the formula slightly and reapply, and they get around it like that, right? And that's one of the reasons why it's really not safe at all. Exactly. And so it's like, it's one of those things where, like, so great that it's off the street. With the way that at least the way that the picture is done up here, it almost looks to me like they were planning on taking it and selling it as like weed to people, like taking it, and they probably got it for a discount or got it stolen from somewhere, or made it themselves even through some stupid process, and they were going to sell it to people probably on the streets as real marijuana. They were probably going to be like, oh yeah, I've got this great weed, and sell it to people with them not knowing that it was synthetic cannabis that could potentially kill them. Like, exactly. And this isn't one of those, like, I am not a scaremonger person. I'm not one of those people that will ever be like, oh, like, fear the scary mystery, blah, like, no. I know from close hand experience that you do not want anything to do with that bullshit. Just trust me on this one. Just don't.
Here. I can agree with that, and also say, first-hand experience, close-hand experience, don't fuck with that shit.
Don't fucks with that. Just don't fucks with it. If you can get your hands on weed indeed. Like, synthetic weed will make you just die. Just don't smoke it.
Exactly.
But yeah, so that's basically what that covers. It's not really a lengthy news article. Obviously, all of these news stories will be available in the description down below for people checking this out. They can read all of the information if they want to go check out more information about these stories. That last one, not a whole lot to cover. One dude was arrested. No lawn tractors were arrested in the process, obviously, because there was nothing being grown. Thankfully, free home lawn tractor.
The only thing taken was some bullshit that needed to be off the street in the first place.
100%. Get that shit off the streets.
And with all of that, that concludes us for Weed News Worldwide.
All right,
Now,
so yeah.
Let's run a quick ad, shall we?
Yeah, let's run a quick ad.
Hey buds, you really want to show off your love of marijuana or just really shine at your next smoke session? You really want to go to myhighshop.com for some of the coolest cannabis clothing and accessories. They have shirts, sweats, jewelry, grinders, and even pipes made out of amethyst crystals. You can check them out using the link below and let them know I sent you by using code GoodBudsCurtis at checkout. You can save 35% off your entire order and free shipping. Again, that's code GoodBudsCurtis at checkout. Thank you to myhighshop.com, and let's get back to the show.
So, Curtis, how you feeling before we start the interview?
Ooh, you're asking me. Okay,
That's right. How are you feeling today?
I am feeling fantastic. I'm no longer on the beach. I still feel nice and relaxed and chill. Everything's cool. All right, so I'm back on the beach and I'm feeling fantastic. Like I said, nice slight head buzz. I'm actually not getting too much cotton mouth now. Like, I think it's kind of mellowed out. And I don't know. Like I said, fantastic, relaxed, body high. It's all in all a really great strain. I'm loving this. And like I said, This is Oreo cookies. Shank,
Nice.
how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Surprisingly, not feeling low energy, no couch lock or anything like that. Still really focused, having a great time, man. This is a very uplifting strain. Nice hybrid, feels really good. Overall, yeah, I like this high. It's not as like crazy or like wild or anything as a sativa or bouncy as a sativa. I definitely do feel more weighted down than I typically would feel, but not in a way that I feel like it would be debilitating to me. If someone was like, "Oh, can you stand up and move around right now?" I'd be like, "Yeah, no problem." Like, but
I don't want to, but I could.
I don't want to, and I'm not going to because you asked me to. Like, if I feel like it, I will. But I mean, it's not like, but you know, like that kind of thing. But overall, really, very, very enjoyable. Like, yeah, man, I'm super, super down with the strain.
Oh yeah, man.
I'm gonna take another bong hoot right now. Actually, I haven't taken a bong hoot in a minute, so.
Go ahead. Yes. Love to hear a bong hoot from Shank. And we'd love to hear from you guys. So, like we've said before, like, comment, share, everything. Put us into your life. We love it for it.
Put us into your life.
And with all of that, Shank, I think it's time we get into the
Yeah, the
interview.
Yes, interview time. I'm leaving that in. All right, we're here today to interview our buddy Cameron, also known online as BiGG. He does some music on there. You may have heard it. If not, check out the link below in the description, and we will have something down there for you. Welcome to the show, BiGG.
What's going on, Shank? How you doing?
Good, man. Good.
Always nice to have you. Cameron and I go a little bit further back, known him a little bit, but how you doing, man? Glad to have you on the podcast.
Hell yeah, man. I'm glad to be here. Yeah, like you said, we go way back, chilling at the park, you know.
Oh yeah, old school at the park.
Doing some bad stuff, you know.
Yeah, I know. And yeah, Curtis. You know, I've heard a lot about you, and I'm not just talking about your SoundCloud, man. Like, you know, like Curtis has said, you go way back, and it's good to finally get to meet you, man.
So,
Absolutely, it's good to finally talk to you as well.
yeah. So, our first and obvious question, since we are the Good Buds podcast,
True.
Cameron, do you smoke weed?
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
Very nice.
Yeah, prolifically, I bet, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
It was too much, if
well,
I must say.
With that being said, we have a couple bongs packed. You got anything packed, rolled, ready to go?
Man, I'm good with my woods.
All right.
Ooh, we got a backwood ready.
Yo,
All right,
backwood
bros.
ready. All right.
You all know the drill. Lighters out.
Absolutely.
Let's blaze it.
Once again, right now, I am smoking that beautiful strawberry twist.
I'm smoking on some delicious Oreo cookies.
Oh, hell yes.
I'm smoking on some wedding cake.
Ooh, I love wedding cake. I love
wedding cake.
It always comes through. It always comes through.
Yeah.
Always.
Yep. Solid win. Solid win. Actually, I think we smoked that on the podcast before.
Yeah,
I was actually, I don't mean to cut you off. I was actually going to mention that, Curtis, this is not the same stuff as before. This is actually a new batch, and this has a whole bunch of purple in it and a whole bunch of vibrant colors in it. Yeah, it looks wild now. So it's definitely.
We're going to be having a revisit on wedding cakes.
That'll be a revisit. If you want to check out the original episode, though, go ahead and check out episode number 8, where I smoked some Ghost Train haze that smelled like Chris Hemsworth probably smells, and Curtis smoked some wedding cake, and it was a great episode. You'll love that one. But we'll revisit that one. I think that's a good idea, Curtis.
Oh yeah. But one of the first things we wanted to know, so how was it on the birth certificate with the $sign? Like, were the doctors allowing that, or was that something like they had to sneak it in there?
Did they fight you on that?
Yeah. Were you allowed to put the $sign in for your name?
Were your parents like trying to put the bigs on the birth certificate, and when they went for the $sign, the nurse was like, "You can't do that," and your dad kind of was like, "Look, a bird," and she turned around and he was like, "Yeah." You know.
Well.
Did they fight him on that?
See, Cameron's my middle name.
Oh.
Biggs is my first name.
That's what I figured.
Right.
That's what I figured.
Right.
See, for me, it's not complicated.
What
Shank
happened?
is my whole name.
Well, what happened like, it was just meant to happen.
Yeah, it's just, like they didn't even fight him on it. The doctor was like, you know what? Looked at you, looked at your parents, and he was like, go ahead.
This man's gonna be successful.
They slap Biggs right on that. This man, like SoundCloud hasn't been invented yet, but when it gets invented, it's gonna be for this guy.
It's this guy.
this guy
right here.
Yeah, man. That's great, man. That's great. No, I'm sorry. I hear you. For a follow-up question, when you go to the DMV, is it like complicated to get like your ID and shit, or are they like, nah, man, that's cool, like the $sign's allowed on there? Because I've never
used my middle name for that one, man. To be honest,
they don't allow the special characters.
Yeah,
I hear you, man. It's kind of like I had a friend. He came over here. He was an exchange student from Asia, and his name was like 5 syllables, and he went by Jim when he was here. So I get it. Like
that reminds me,
it's just way easier.
You guys know Elon Musk's son, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How it's like XK whatever. It's like a bunch of it's a bunch of stuff.
Turns out to be
it was like Kyle or something like that.
Kyle, yeah, that's right. It is. Kyle.
I was like, what?
Yeah, I know, man. It's weird.
Can you pronounce that for me?
Well, it's like I always thought about having a dog and getting a collar for it that said like Steve or something like that, and tell people that its name is George.
See, that is going to be
and they'd be like, his collar says Steve. I'll be like, no, his name is
Steve.
George. It's pronounced George. It's
spelled
the
really scary fact is if Elon Musk's son, when he grows up and starts becoming a teenager, starts drinking Monster, he's gonna punch so many chalkboards.
Oh my god. Yes,
that's how they come up with the good ideas.
You are not wrong at all. You are not wrong.
Writes out an equation, punches the answer out.
Oh man.
My god, it's brilliant.
Brilliant. fucking Matt
Alright.
Damon, Good Will Hunting.
He's a
But
genius.
So let's get serious.
yeah, no, for real though. So as a real question, because I'm a musician myself. I don't know if Curtis has told you or not, but like I have my own. I've got like 5 or 6 different SoundCloud pages for 5 or 6 different projects that I've done with
I gotta
myself.
follow you on there too.
Oh,
as
yeah,
well.
man.
Maybe
No, I
we
mean,
could do
I-
some work together.
Oh hell yeah, I'd be more than happy to do that, man. I make I make music every day, but I wanted to just kind of like touch on the fact, like you do music and everything, like so what do you prefer to do, like stylistically, like what inspired you to turn to music?
To be honest, music actually got me out of a lot of dark times in my life. I wrote a lot of songs, not necessarily for people, but for myself. And then people heard them, and then they were like, "You should put that out there." Like other people could relate to that. Like I have a song called "Dear John," and I kid you not, and quote unquote, this comes from everybody that listens to the song. They say that they have their own John.
There you
And
go,
if you
man.
go
That's
and
what
listen
you
to
gotta
that song,
do. Touch people,
it's
right?
like, yeah, it's a,
It is a very powerful song.
Well, with
but-
music and when you're in the club, you want to touch people. That's how it works, right?
right. It's okay. I have club music too, so
There you go. And no, that's great though.
We're all
Like
around.
honestly, and I feel the same way. Like music can help you get out of a lot of dark times. Like I mean, out there's like like different people need different music, but like they're like I'm a universal kind of guy. I'm one of those weird esoteric fucking people. So I kind of believe that like the whole universe runs on music, and so when when you find something that resonates with you, it helps you, lifts you out of a bad place. And
Oh, absolutely.
like so
Oh,
that's
yeah.
that's what a lot of like, I mean, my music personally, I do it because I've got the energy of a hummingbird on crack and I need to do something, and I just happen to have rhythm and know how to work musical stuff, right? So I like,
For sure.
I make wacky stuff.
Right.
But
And even then, Cameron, you got some songs that kind of go clubby a little bit. You got some that are really deep in meaning. You also got
Yeah,
some
that's-
that kind of just chill out and vibe music. For
Yeah.
example, one of
Yeah.
my favorite songs you have is Marijuana Memories.
I was gonna say that, bro.
Curtis showed me
Ooh,
that
thank
song. He showed me
Thank
that
you.
song, and it is amazing.
It's like an anthem, bro. It
Yeah,
could be
oh, yeah.
literally on the radio. Everybody has told me that.
100%.
I
And
love
there are
that
links
song
below
so
to
much.
Some of these songs, like we'll throw some links down below in the description of this guy, so you guys can like hit the SoundCloud up and like check it out. You will like you'll love it as much as we do. Like I mean, that's the thing is I don't personally know. I don't personally know Cameron or Biggs. I haven't met him until today, but like frankly, and like we don't do the whole blowing smoke up assholes on this podcast. We blow smoke in the air. So but frankly his music is great, and if you like, and I'm not super discerning with my tastes in music. If you are and you don't like it, you suck. That's all I gotta say. Just go check it out.
Oh, I
You'll love
appreciate
it.
that, man.
You'll love it. Like you got something wrong with your ears if you don't like it, right? But
I feel like
like
it definitely deserves a chance,
Yeah,
at
give it a
least.
shot.
You know what I'm
and
saying?
I'd be
Because-
down to work with you in the past. We'll talk more about that, man. Like we'll be in touch
Absolutely.
about that for sure. Because I mean, I do like lo-fi beats. I do crazy experimental music and all kinds of stuff, right?
Oh
So,
yeah, I would be more than the lo-fi beats, man. Honestly, that's where I get like my Mac Miller vibe on. That's,
I could give you 10 a day. I could give you 10 a day. When it
I
comes
think
to,
we could do something with it.
Like I'm not
I think
lying,
we
man.
could
I'm
do
not.
something.
No, I was telling Curtis there, like I got a goal, right? What I want to do is I want to make 5 hours of solid just lo-fi beats. So far,
That'd be,
far,
honestly,
I'm two
Whoa.
hours. I'm 2 hours and 15 minutes in.
let me tell you something. Just being like always looking for beats and stuff like that. There's actually like a lot of views on like something like that on YouTube because people just put it on and sometimes just.
I
fall
watch that
asleep.
shit. I do. I watch
That's
that
what
shit
I'm
all the
saying.
time.
So,
Oh yeah,
like,
man.
I
Yeah, do.
sometimes just listen to that because it's just calming. You know, it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
noise in the background.
It's good for
I can't tell
practicing
you-
and freestyling too.
I can't tell you how many hours I've spent watching that girl study with her cat flicking its tail in the
The
background.
one I watch is Chill Hop Radio. Chill Hop Radio. It's got this little raccoon dude,
Oh yeah.
like the Tanuki or whatever, and he's like chilling out on his bed, like on the laptop and shit. And I was like, man, this is adorable. And I put it on, and the beats were pretty good. So I'm like, all right, I'm leaving this one. Yeah,
But anyway.
yeah. So,
So,
anyway, yeah.
So Cameron, we also obviously know that you have a little bit of merchandise working as well. Care to inform the people a little bit about that?
Well, so far it's just my buddy, and It's fairly local, but we are trying to get like a website going to where it can be all around. But
Right.
he's got his main design that he's working on, and that's the Michigan Organic Growers. I'm sure you've seen me wear the hoodie,
Oh
one of the
yeah.
hoodies a couple times. But he actually just got a press, and now he's making like zip up hoodies. He can make t-shirts, long sleeves. Pretty sure he can embroider hats as well. He got something for that. And
Nice.
me and him have always tried to connect up. I think like me and him are the people who are going to put this delivery service together. So I think me and him are also going to connect on that and kind of just, power through the bolts and get it all done. Because that would
Yeah.
be a
Smart,
big
yeah.
goal to accomplish.
Yeah, well, starting a new business right now, it's tough, but I mean, it's not impossible at all. And online is a smart way to go, and
Absolutely.
doing deliveries and stuff like that. That's a great business to get into right now because everything is going delivery now.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I noticed. Everything is, well, especially with this COVID thing. And
yeah.
even after the COVID thing, I'm pretty sure it'll still be,
Man, there is no after
mostly.
COVID. There is no after COVID. I always say that there's no such thing, man. It's like that's like saying, after they bring gas lights back, it's not gonna happen, man. Gas lamps are gone. Like we're on electric shit now, right? But
We're
so
on a,
yeah,
it'll be a
Corona,
new league.
we get that humanity changes, and that's a good thing, right? We adapt well, and if you start that business up, it'll probably do slamming. You'll probably make some good money, man.
That's
And
what
I
I'm
hope you do.
saying.
I hope you do. I like that'd be awesome. And as for your clothing, man, I'd love to like if when we hear about that, you keep us posted about that, and we will definitely give you some shout outs on the podcast here because luckily we didn't have to
Man, I
sign a
appreciate that.
non-compete clause or anything like that with our other company. We are sponsored by lumenspot.com, which sells clothing, amazing clothing. And if you go to their
And
website, you can get a 50% off discount if you use the code GoodBuds Podcast.
there's also clothing
Yeah.
at my high shop, which you
Yeah.
can check down below. Use code GoodbudsCurtis, and you can get 35% off and free shipping.
And even we don't have non-compete clauses with those guys, which is fantastic. So we will definitely shout out Cam's clothing brand when he gets that up and running and when you get that. So you keep
I
us.
hey,
appreciate that. I appreciate that.
I mean, hey, if you
Also,
guys,
I just want to, go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was about to say, if you got, some extra ink or something, maybe I might be able to, come pay for a Good Buds t-shirt, couple little commission there, get a couple t-shirts made.
Actually, that's what I was saying. That's what I was actually about to say. We're kind of gonna do something to where like you're able to make your own design and own logo to put on a shirt or a hoodie and stuff like that as well.
That's
Because
smart.
we have color and it's not just black and white, nothing like that. We have color. We can literally do whatever you want. So like
Nice.
it's definitely top notch. We can get it done type deal.
Yeah, no, that's
nice.
fantastic, man. I love that. Personally, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing that stuff. I'll always love seeing like, artists' interpretations on clothing rather than a company like a big corporation. I'm not a brand guy, right? I mean, if the people could see me like the t-shirt I'm wearing right now in the YouTube video, it says this is a design I made myself, but normally I just wear a gray hoodie in the real world. So yeah, like I don't wear branded stuff very often, but like I like if I know somebody and they make a brand, I will support that brand wholeheartedly,
That's how
especially
I
if they're an
am.
artist, man, because artists deserve all the support they can get.
Right. These Gucci people and Louis Vuitton people, no dissing on them, but
Yeah,
they got a
yeah.
lot of money, so we
Hey,
need to help our peoples
yeah,
out,
yeah. Nothing wrong with high fashion, but I like high fashion, if you know what I mean.
But I'm
Right.
pissed.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna light this joint right here real quick.
All right.
Me too. Well, it's my wood though.
Yeah, keep that wood burning.
Show for show.
Light
Um,
logs.
So now I got one story that I do have to make sure gets brought up at this point.
Mhm.
So Cameron, you have done some music, and obviously you've probably performed a little bit. I'm familiar with one specific live show where a little incident went down. You want to tell the story for the people?
I'm interested.
Oh
I'm
man.
interested in this too. I haven't heard anything.
We don't have to use name.
Yeah, fake names. You can fake names.
Okay.
Man. The more ridiculous
Well-
fake names, the better. I'll give you a bonus point
Well,
for ridiculous.
it was
names.
actually like I mean we were all drunk, so it was kind of shitty at the time. but-
Blanket of forgiveness at the beginning. So all this was
Blanket of
you know,
forgiveness.
This was done during
Yeah,
altered
this was-
circumstances, but the
Yeah.
story itself is still hilarious.
All right.
We were all drunk, so it is what it is. But so I was performing after it was me and I don't even know. There's probably like 10, 12 other artists that were performing, and I was like one of the people towards the end, and I got about halfway through my set, and they shut down my set in the middle of the song, and started saying that there was underage drinking, which I'm not upset about that. I was a little upset about them shutting down my my set or whatever.
Yeah,
but
they could have just kicked the people out, but I
right. They could have just got rid of the minors, like.
I get it. Kick the minors out and keep the show
Or at
going.
least wait till the end of the song, at least.
Right.
Yeah.
But what had happened is one of my friends that was in the crowd didn't like that, and he actually had a little drinks too. So he voiced his opinion clearly, and what had happened was that's not the best story to start.
Oh, yeah.
What had happened was he started screaming at the dude who was on the mic, telling everybody that they need to get their IDs out, this and that. He was like, put his shit back on, blah, 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 this and that. He's like, why did you cut his set short, this and that? He was screaming at him. And then the dude on the mic told him to basically get the F out. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Fuck on out of here.
Yeah, so
Giddy the fuck on
my
up.
man's wasn't having that. So he was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go out. You better follow me though. So like they're turning this big old thing, man. They were shouting, they were screaming. I didn't even get to finish my set, and because like they only cut it just to say that they were gonna let me finish, but I wasn't able to finish because
But your buddy was fucking
my friend
yapping.
was trying to beat the hell out of the dude who put the show together. So like I'm trying to stop him from doing what he's doing because like this is the dude who gave me a chance to perform. I'm like, Jesus, man, what the hell is going on?
Oh man,
I was like, man, just get in the damn car. The cops are coming, bro. Just get in the damn car. Come on.
And I just want to say, like, I know the guy, Cameron's friend, a mutual guy. Fucking, he was the nicest, clear-headed guy. Fucking. Outside of this one scenario, but scenario
when he drinks,
time, yeah.
When he
drinks,
one time,
yeah. See, that's why I don't drink anymore.
And then you can, yeah.
That's why I don't drink anymore.
That's why I don't drink.
Yeah, I don't drink anymore. Oh man, because like I've made some pretty goddamn stupid decisions when I've been drinking, and I know people are like, oh well, drunk's words are sober thoughts. I'm like, yes, but at least when I'm sober, they're only thoughts.
Yes, but drunk actions are dumb regardless.
I'm like, but drunk actions are dumb. Like you don't think like, because that's the thing is, drunk actions are sober thoughts. So like when you're sober, you think, if I swerve into the other lane, that'd be crazy. I'm not going to fucking do it, but that'd be wild, hey? But when you're drunk, you're like, if I swerved into that other lane, it'd be crazy. And then you swerve into the other lane because
I don't think that's intentional. I think it's more or less when you're sober, wow, I would punch my boss. Then you get drunk and then you go punch your boss.
You go punch your boss, yeah. Exactly, right? Like, and that's what
it's
I mean.
It's like popping his Xanax and trying to steal your friend's, like, PlayStation or something, you know.
I know exactly. So yeah, that's a very specific scenario, but I agree with you on that.
Sounds slightly familiar, but
you couldn't be more right. But yeah, man. But it's wild because that's what I mean, right? So that's why I quit drinking. I don't. I mean, if you want to drink, that's fine. Just make sure, like Curtis and I always say, and we always advocate for know your limits. Like you do what you want to do, but just know your limits when you do it. Just take it slow, take it easy.
Everything's good in moderation.
Exactly. Moderation is key, man. Because like that's the thing is I might smoke a ridiculous amount of weed to like some normal person's standards, but I know my limits and I smoke within them, which is I haven't found it yet. So I'm still within it. But
there is no limit.
Yeah, I haven't hit
there is no limit. I just get tired, wake up the next day and continue.
Well, see, my problem is, have you ever had that situation where you're on Facebook on your phone and you're like, all right, I'm done browsing Facebook, fuck this, and you close Facebook and then you immediately open Facebook again
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm like that. I'm like that with joints. I'm like, okay, I'm done smoking this joint for now. I'm just gonna put it out. And I put it out in the ashtray and I like do like one or two things, like shuffle some things around on my table. And then I literally reach over and grab the joint from where I put it and relight it and smoke it. And
He's
if
like,
I
looks
like
good.
yeah, and if I go to reach for it and I realize that I've like put it out and it's too short for me to relight, like it's just a roach at that point or whatever, I'm like, just roll another one. And I just like I just and so but other people like I would never recommend another person smoke like that. I wouldn't be like, hey, I just met you, you've never smoked weed before, like let's smoke as much weed as I normally smoke in a day. That person will probably never want to touch weed again. It'd be like worst thing ever. Yeah, and I'm sure you're the same way. Curtis,
met a
I know
few people
he is.
like that.
Yeah, Curtis is the same way. He smokes about as much as I do.
Oh,
yeah. I think the only time he's not smoking is when he's working.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
Though if our audience donates, though if our donors donate to our Patreon, then Curtis eventually will be able to work from home. So, link in the description below.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, cough, cough. Oh shit. No, there's COVID. No
Dude,
cough.
lit. Okay, so we were running out of time on the podcast, but luckily Zoom gave us a gift of some extra time, which is kind of interesting.
So with that, I think I got one more question, and then we can wrap this up. So Cameron, we've known each other for a while, and obviously you got your delivery system that's going up. Unleashing the veil for the people again. One of the main ways that I get my marijuana is by talking with Cameron, and either he gets it from people for me or he introduces me to people to get it for me and stuff like that. So Cameron, my main question is, how did you really get, tightly wound in the Detroit cannabis industry? Like how did you get some of your connections that you've gotten?
Honestly, just being like a real person and respectful and honest, and just being like, hey man, I'm trying to do what I got to do because I'm gonna move up and make things right, and people just got to believe in you, basically. That's all. And that's really all it is. People just got to give you a chance, and then once you get that chance, you got to run with it. You got to take it and run with it and go as far as you possibly can.
And then meet the people you can, take the opportunities you can, and
absolutely. Once you get your foot in the door, then the people, then you can have the right conversations with the right people, then who else you need to talk to. It's like a trickling down effect, and then you start to know everything you got to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, it's all about networking, right? I mean, a lot of things like your music, I'm sure, and that's a good thing too, because you can probably apply that same principle from business to your music and to your other business you're starting, like just getting to know the right people and being friendly and, helping each other out and, scratching each other's backs and that kind of thing, man.
I think that's what honestly helped me, like you said, with my music. Because I started my music first, so like I start to be able to, talk to random people that I didn't know and have conversations, and people, would hit me up out of the blue and be like, hey bro, check this out, I really like this, blah blah blah, or hey, work on this song with me and that kind of stuff. So I got to work with people. It gave me preparation for what I'm doing now, basically.
Yeah, business is about relationships, right? So
absolutely.
Yeah.
And very nice, very nice. So I think we are running a little bit short on time now, so I think Cameron, do you want to shout out any of your channels, SoundClouds and everything?
Just make sure y'all go check me out at BiGG, and then I think it's Slump Squad, or no, High Class White Trash. That's what it is, in parentheses. But you can just search up BiGG on SoundCloud, and I'm not on YouTube or anything yet, but I will be soon. And when I am, I will post all that on SoundCloud, so everybody will know. Just follow me on SoundCloud.
We'll let you guys know as well.
There will be a link down below for you.
And finally, I got a little bit left. I got a little bit left in my bong.
I packed another bowl because I was totally ready for this.
And you gotta relight. You gotta relight your backwoods, Cam.
Oh no, that's still lit. I'm still lit.
All right. Well, then let's all hit. Ready? Toke toke skapoke. Let's blaze it, bros.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, Cameron, once again, I would like to thank you very much for coming and being on the show today. I really appreciate it. It was great
Thank you
meeting
very
you.
much.
Again.
I appreciate it.
We'll be talking more soon.
And as always, bros, we will roll on for the road. We will see you next week on the Good Buds podcast. Have a good one.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this with every single person you know. Check out all the links down below in the description. You will be happy to see that our Instagram is there, our Facebook is there, and some links to BiGG's music will be down there. You guys will love it.
Exactly.
Check my mans out.
Later, buds.
Later, buds.
Later, buds.